And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have the South Korean Terran player representing CranKy Gaming. Just took down Dark. It is Oliveira. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. PvP is upon us. Does it come down to this? And we're going to be loading into Equilibrium, a bit of a larger map here. We have seen a lot of Protoss players in this matchup take advantage of the goal base, very similar to Royal Blood in the previous map pool. If you're familiar with Royal Blood, you would have remembered that in TvP, players like herO, MaxPax, Classic, they could get map control early on, going for Blinkstalker based openers, and take the goal bases very early as well. Even take both goal bases, at least on Royal Blood, they were able to do so. I think it's a little bit harder to pull that off on Equilibrium, just because of the expansion or the base layout here overall, the map layout and where the goal bases are. So not as easy to take, but still possible to take advantage of a better and stronger economy. So we'll see how Oliveira approaches this. We'll see if herO is tempted by that gold. But now, just gate expand into the cyber core. Standard opener here from herO. Likewise, Oliveira getting into his own opener as well. Going for a rack expand. Only one gas geyser, not going double gas, so very economic opener here from our Terran. This is kind of the standard amongst the Korean Terrans. Double gas openers in TvP have fallen by the wayside. They used to be very prevalent in the meta, but not anymore. Like they're more of a rarity nowadays. At least the Korean Terrans, and likewise Oliveira as well, are more fond of going for economic openers. I mean, I say that broadly. Of course, Gumiho is like his own player. Gumiho does his own thing, and he often goes for more aggressive openers, and I guess we have seen some players mess around with Cyclones. That is true, with like Cyclone based like rushes and stuff like that, but for the most part, rack expand. Bets are done. Yes, predictions are done. They're done. They're done. You have to be quick. Predictions, they were open for the first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes of the game. Aye. As we have our tech of choice, by the way. herO is going for a robo opener instead. Very interesting. Now we can go a couple of different directions with this. With a robo opener, this leads into a fast robotics bay, which can get into fast disruptors and fast colossus, sometimes into a disruptor drop based opener, or with 3 gateways, which is what we have here, we can go for a faster warp prism and get across the map. It is not a fast warp prism, but we are starting early immortal production. Very interesting here from herO. Depths have been revealed. They're keeping up with the Hellion harass. Behind this, Oliveira getting into his 1-1-1 opener, working towards a mine drop. Hellions, they're trying to bypass those Adepts. They're trying to get a scout. They get into the natural base. They do rotate over towards the main. Probes are under fire, but what's important is that we haven't seen the tech yet. We're looking for it. And there we go. We do confirm the robo. I think the Reaper saw it earlier as well. So again, robo openers are typically very defensive, which is why I'm a little bit shocked as the Observer is going to get shut down. Like, the downside of a robo opener is you don't have Phoenixes for map control, you don't have Stalkers for map control, which is why usually they're considered to be more defensive. Ooh, so we do shut down that drop. And if we're going for a longer game, it's why this should also be leading into a faster bay. But I'm ready to see what herO brings to the table as he is moving out. Ooh, and we're delaying the robotics bay, going for a Twilight Council and a Forge behind this. This is so interesting. It's so peculiar. Like, he's moving out with his Immortal. He does get caught, though. Does have to turn back around, respects that drop. And it looks like he will catch it. Yeah, he will shut this down. Oh, Medevac does fall. Widowmine will burrow. We don't want to waste a Stalker. This will keep herO pinned back. Observer making its way back home. And there's that War Prism that we were talking about. Now herO can push with that Prism. But yeah, I'm still a little bit torn about this opener from herO, and still a little bit torn about what I feel about it overall. Just because he's taking his third base, he's still stuck at home. Oliveira has zero pressure asserted to him at all. Like, he's been able to freely get into his mid game, get into his 2-base saturation. Like, this is typically a scary thing for a Protoss to deal with. It's why Blink Stalker or Phoenix openers are so common. So you can harass, you can shut down drop play, you can pick away at some of the army and contain your opponent. Speaking of containing, herO is pushing. Charge is on the way. And yeah, we're warping in Zealots. Oh my god. We could even try to break the natural here with an extra wave of Zealots. Like, with that Immortal, this tank is going to go down, these tanks are going to go down pretty quickly. But there are 2 tanks. We're committing. We're diving into the natural base. Auto turrets are thrown down. Oh, the Prism falls. One tank will be targeted down, and it looks like the other barely will survive a little bit longer. We trade the tanks for the Immortal. And was this worth it for herO? He did reset the tank count, that's true, but he lost his Immortal, he lost his War Prism. Did lose a lot in the process. Now, in killing 2 tanks, it does mean that this 2-base push that Oliveira was building up towards isn't really going to be moving out. It means that Oliveira is going to be stuck at home. And herO, definitely thinking about taking that gold. But now, taking a standard third base, working towards Storm. We scan the gold just in case. Oliveira, he knows. He knows that herO has the potential to be cheeky. Oliveira wants to make sure he doesn't fall too far behind. So Raven is going to be threatening that main. herO now finishing up Charge, finishing up Storm. He's going to be chilling back at home. As Oliveira moves out, it is spotted by the Observer. He does see, he does know. As Oliveira moves out, herO can move in. They're going for his own Zealot run by. Going straight for that natural. But we have reinforcements back at home. At the same time, though, Oliveira is still committing to his push. SCVs are going down. But here comes the Storm. Oh, Storms, they do connect with the Marines. Most of the Marauders do escape, but we have plenty of Immortals. And herO, he can shut this down. The Storms are too good. 14 SCVs. No, the Marauders! I assumed that this would be cleaned up, but that's 14, 15 SCVs going down. The reinforcements asleep at the wheel. Ay, ay, ay. Oliveira. He had units to defend, but alas, they were left idle. He was focusing his attention across the map. And the mineral line goes down. That is not insignificant. 15 workers. That's crazy. That was 4 Zealots, by the way. Here comes the rest of the army. herO now has a lot of momentum going his way, has plenty of Storms available as well. Speaking of, the Storms are thrown down. Oh my god, massive Storms on the army. First Liberator falls second as well. GG gets called and herO takes game number 1. And that was a really odd game. From my side at least. GG. That was so weird. It was a robot opener from herO for an early Immortal. And again, it did feel like that first push from herO wasn't designed to end the game. Remember, he was taking a third. The first push was designed to reset the tank count specifically. And he barely pulled it off. He barely did reset the tank count, and that meant that he could get away with the third base and get into Storm. A really interesting playstyle. Very interesting playstyle there out of herO. GG, well played. Does take it in the end. Maybe could have seen a different result, a different outcome. Even if Oliveira hadn't lost all those SCVs, he still would have been in a difficult position just because of the just because his army did crumble as well. GG. GG, well played. And with that, herO will take a lead in the series. As he takes a lead, a big shout out as well in the chat. Thank you so much, Slowbro. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 4 months. Oh, gracias, papi, gracias. 4 months, papi. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Slowbro becoming a regular, despite only supporting us for 4 months. Thank you. It feels like a stream without like Slowbro or like Icestan's become another regular as well. Wouldn't be the same. Wouldn't be the same. So welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying your emotes, enjoying your replays, as we're settling into game number 2. Número 2. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Solaris, we have the reigning world champion. We have the Chinese Terran player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Oliveira. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss representing CranKy Gaming. Leading the series 1-0, it is herO. But yeah, a very unique playstyle in that previous game. I still want to like emphasize the fact that the playstyle there from herO was not standard and was not normal at all. And I'm sure Oliveira felt very uncomfortable as well going up against whatever the hell herO was throwing at him. So yeah, just a very interesting game. Very interesting as we're going to be settling into game 2. So far, Oliveira just going for his racks back at home. Interesting that he does throw it down here as a part of his, or next to his base instead of a part of the wall. Is in a way slightly more efficient because the SV has to travel less time to throw down the racks and to come back into the mineral line. But herO is just being so annoying. Oh my god. Almost getting a kill on that SCV. This probe, it's a menace. Get out of here. He wants it. Oh my god. He wants all the SCVs. Get out of here. As the probe is going to be forced out. Just going to be rotating around, regenerating some of its shields before going back in. Behind this, we have our gate. Ooh, gate cyber expand here from herO. No, sure. Oh no. Dave! As we have lost one of our casters. Hopefully everything is okay. That wasn't a lag out, by the way. That was an intentional leave. So hopefully everything is okay on the side of Dave. So he does end up dropping. Behind this though, just getting into our openers, getting into our expansion. With the faster gateway cyber though, herO, he's just going across the map. He made it for a Zealot. Interesting choice. We have a CC on the high ground. I don't really know how much the Zealot can really accomplish just because the CC is thrown down in such a safe location. Oliveira going for a racked expand, then into the second gas geyser. herO just continues to be as annoying as possible. Now we have a Marine. Now Oliveira should be safe. As once again, herO going for another robo opener. I know that herO can be a very trendy player, as in like herO, he can have a certain playstyle and stick to it for like a week at a time before like switching gears. But yeah, 2 games in a row, robo opener. Into 3 gates, just like last time, just like game 1. Marine is gonna get picked up. Nicely done here by herO, slowing down some of the army. Now, as opposed to the previous game, Oliveira, he is going for a 1-1-1 follow-up, that is true. But instead of going into earlier, like, Hellions into Widow Mines, he's going straight into Cyclones initially instead. So, Oliveira, he's going to have less drop potential, as in when it comes to Widow Mine drop and, like, harassment into the mineral line. But he's going for a drop nonetheless, just Cyclones and Marines instead. Cyclones, they got a lot of DPS, they got a lot of firepower. They can achieve quite a bit. Now, on the flip side, this is also more committed. A much more committed drop here from Oliveira. A little more expensive. So hopefully he can keep it alive. as this is something that I'm a lot more used to. It's going to be a robo opener into a War Prism first. Remember, last game, we went into a faster observer into Immortals, which really threw me off. I was like, what? This time, War Prism to reinforce. Cyclones have been revealed. We do catch the Prism. At least try to. Yes, we do catch the drop, as the drop is going to be coming back. Racing back home, Stalkers, they have been revealed. And we can push forward. The goal here for herO, try to get on top of those Cyclones. Good juggling. Breaking those lock-ons. Hiding back, picking up some of those SCVs. Once again, the juggling looking strong here for herO. And he's just bullying this back, forcing more SCVs to be pulled. Oh my god. Oh my. The Stalkers, they refuse to die. As we go for a warp as well. So we have a tank on the high ground, and with the tank, we should hold. Massive tank volleys. A big overextension from herO. Losing almost every single Stalker. That tank, the real MVP. Did some friendly fire with those SCVs, but regardless, he does hold. And herO, he's not slowing down. He can't slow down. Scan into the natural, reveals saturation. Banshee's on the way. Got a second Banshee in production. herO, he bypasses the main army, goes straight into the main base. Very necessary. He needs Oliveira to turn around. And Oliveira's pushing. He knows that he can smell blood. He knows that herO has nothing at home to defend. SCVs are falling, but that doesn't matter. What matters here is the push. Back at home, we have one Immortal. Does take down the Cyclone. Good pickup. But one Immortal, no shield battery, no overcharge. Tanks are getting in position. Boys are being pulled as well. herO barely has anything to defend. The Immortal goes down. The juggling was not good enough. Can herO hold? He cleans up the tanks. Oh my god. Does clean up the tanks across the map. His Stalkers do get cleaned up as well, though. Yeah, this Banshee's going ham. We have additional reinforcements on the way. Still looking pretty close. Oliveira knows how close he is to killing herO here and now. Just needs a little bit more. As herO holds onto the high ground. Dropping on top of the army. Going for the warp in as well. No fear. herO, he cleans this up. He takes down the tank. And behind this herO, he's got a comparable worker count because, of course, his opponent lost so many SCVs earlier in the defense. And now we're counterattacking. We do have a tank, though. We do have one tank behind this. This tank being crucial to the defense. Oliveira cannot lose it. We're going to be shading on forward. We get eyes on the tank as well. We're going for the dive. Oh, the Immortal does get dropped the unsiege. Tank does unsiege in the end. We're going to be able to save it, but that means no tank shots. Tank repositioning to the high ground. herO coming in from behind. The warp in straight into the main base. Gets on top of the tank. And it will barely be saved. It's saved, but we don't have anything else left. The Viking goes down. Prism is repositioning. And herO is doing it. He's pulling it off. The tank does siege. We hold on to the main. We barely hold on to the main, but 15 SCVs have gone down. herO was dead, by the way. herO was dead. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 2. Oh my god. GG. How? herO's first push failed so hard. He lost so much in that attack. He was so vulnerable. And Oliveira knew that. That's why he just unsieged all his tanks. He just went across the map. He was going for the kill move. And herO, by pulling the boys, his warp-ins, his control, his juggling, of course, as well with the Warp Prism, he barely held on. Went for the counter all-in as well. GG, that was wild. That was crazy. GG, well played. herO, yeah, he pulls off the comeback after being at death's door, essentially. Does bring it back. And now herO is one game away from becoming this week's KSL champion. It's best of 5. One more win is all he needs. Oh my god. That was crazy. I'm not going to make it to the end of the series. Off to bed. Good night, Slowbro. Good night. Buenas noches. Oh. Here we go. We're settling into Game 3. Potentially the final game of the series. I hope it isn't. I hope we get more, but it could all end here and now. And this player here is going to try and stop that from happening. Try and bring this back. Force the ace match. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the reigning world champion. We have the Chinese Terran player down heavily in this series. He has to fight back here and now. Representing CranKy Gaming, it is Oliveira. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss, representing CranKy Gaming, one game away from becoming this week's champion. It is herO. Let's go. Oliveira going for a proxy Rax. Now, what's important is that it's only a single proxy. There's only one Rax here, one SCV, I should say. One SCV out on the map, not two. He's taking both gases. Is this proxy Marauder? I'm very curious if we're going to be committing here to a tech lab on this Rax. We've seen some players even float into the main. If this was a float into the main, it would have been closer though. So I feel like just proxy Marauder is going to be the answer here. But oh my god! herO is proxying his opponent as well. And who does this favor? I kind of... Who hits first? Okay. We're going Reaper, not Marauder. Bear that in mind. So the Reapers are going to be able to get into the mineral line first. And herO is going to have a gateway across the map. No warp gate, by the way, so he won't be able to reinforce back at home with it. This is going to get really awkward. This is going to get crazy. It's going to get rowdy. Now, bearing in mind, because it's only one Rax, we're transitioning. We already have a factory on the way back at home. This is not an all-in from Oliveira. Oliveira, he is pivoting away from this. And the SCV, no shot. He scouts. He does come across the pylon and the second gateway. Reaper goes in. Reaper goes straight for that mineral line. And probes are going to be falling. We need good control here from herO. Pulling back those weakened probes. Does save them. He does pull back. He does keep them alive for now. But other probe, one does fall. And the adept does pop out. herO is going to be able to hold on to his main base. At the same time, across the map, he's just rallying everything he can. There's a cyclone in production. Bunker on the way as well. But the bunker, is it going to finish? No shot. SCV goes down, but we have another SCV on the way. Even if the bunker does finish, there's nothing to fill it. There's nothing to do inside the bunker. No, the Reaper. Reaper goes down. 0 units here. 0 fighting units for Oliveira. He's down to 1 Cyclone. Soon to be 1 Cyclone. SCVs are going to be saved. They're going to be able to dive into the bunker. They are protected. Cyclone has arrived. Behind this, we're expanding. Okay, herO, he's backing off. He is going to be backing off. Working towards another robo opener. Every game so far, herO has gone for a robo opener of some kind. Yeah, it's just his way of playing this out. Meanwhile, that's a 1-base all-in. Instead of throwing down a CC, Oliveira has thrown down 2 more Raxes. 1-base all-in from our Terran player. One way or another, the game will end. Either Oliveira kills herO or he dies trying. Let's go. Oh, this has just been such a chaotic start here. Cyclones are being dropped out. They can soon move out and harass across the map. Adepts do threaten a shade. But these Cyclones should shut down this proxy. Meanwhile, back at home with the Robo Opener Fast Immortals. I do like this. Very safe way to open up. Very safe way to play. I mentioned before, but a Robo Opener, it doesn't give you map control, but it does give you, like, kind of a safety net here. As Immortals are what you want defensively. Meanwhile, the drop has been spotted. Cyclones were spotted earlier, killing that pylon, and we are in position. We do force the unload. Adepts continuing to threaten a dive, and they do make it in. They do spot the Raxes. A big scout here for herO. The first time he makes it in, and he sees everything. And alarm bells should be ringing. At the same time, Cyclones are dancing with the Stalkers. Now he knows the lack of expansion. We should be seeing, yeah, more gateways, more production, shield batteries as well. There we go. Pylons are thrown down so we can throw down shield batteries here on the front lines. herO is getting ready. The Bay is a little bit greedy. It is quite a big investment here for herO. herO going for a War Prism as well. He's crazy. I mean, the War Prism is a good way to micro his units, don't get me wrong. But he could also feel tempted to push out instead. There it is. 2 shield batteries. 2 shield batteries thrown down here at the natural. Drop into the main, killing workers. Speaking of the War Prism being able to juggle and able to kind of keep these units alive, we're getting into Vikings as well. And I'm not too fond of this move out. It's going to be quite close here. I mean, it's scary for both players. Like, if the Prism gets caught out by the Cyclones or by the Vikings, like, the game could end. The game could just end then and there. But it looks like herO just wants to try to catch the army and slow it down with these Immortals. Observer does spot it. He sees the Vikings, sees the army. Immediately, herO, he is backing off, getting onto the high ground. He's following the army of Oliveira. Boys are being pulled. Is 2 shield batteries enough? We have a Colossus in production. There we go. We are on top of the ramp. We do have some force fields. Try and throw them down. Overcharge is popped. The Colossus going ham. The Colossus came out just in time and we clean up every single Marine. Oh my god. herO shutting this army down. There's no way up the ramp. Didn't even need the second shield battery. GG, well played. And herO will take the series 3-0, becoming this week's KSL champion. GG. Oh my god. I was worried that it would take too long for the Colossus to come out. I was worried that the Colossus would come out in the middle of the fight, but it came out just in time as the army was pushing up the ramp, and it just annihilated every single Marine, the SCVs, the Immortals went ham, and there was just no way up that ramp. Overcharge as well, just the cherry on top to keep everything alive. And herO just shut Oliveira down. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, as herO will take the series. But this was a close one, even though on paper it's a 3-0, true. But that last game, herO should be dead. 100%. Like, herO should not have been able to survive that. It was wild that he was able to pull that off. Any other player, I think, would have died then and there. You know, replace herO with, like, Classic or Max Packs or Showtime. I feel like they would have died to the counterattack from Oliveira. But herO, with the control, with the micro, able to pull off that defense and able to get an even stronger lead in the series leading into Game 3. And Game 3 was wild as well. Something that I should point out is that one base all-ins from the Terran side is very unorthodox, not unheard of. Like, we've seen Gumiho go for one base all-ins. We've seen even Oliveira in the past has gone for one base all-ins. So not unheard, like, we've seen it before, but it's still a rarity, still a very much so a rarity in this matchup. And it was so important winding it even further back, like talking about the Colossus response and talking about herO setup. A lot of that also came down to the Adepts. Remember, the Adepts, they shaded across the map. It was a big moment for herO to shade into the main and see the all-in. That was the tell. That told herO everything he needed to know to get into the shield batteries, into the Colossus production, into his defensive setup. That arguably that was the game-winning move for herO, able to get confirmation of what was happening instead of waiting for the Observer to come out instead or something like that. Because that herO had time to prepare it. Yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations. And with that, we will be wrapping ourselves up. Oh my god. GG. And yeah, with that wraps up our broadcast here for KSL for the most part. There is potentially one more series that we can cover, but we may just end it here. Basically, I'm asking around Enki and Chickenman to see if they have replays for Classic versus Shin, because that did go to the ace match and it's looking juicy, so I may dip into that. But if we don't get the replays, then we can just wrap up here and now. And yeah, just a really fun finals overall. A bit of a shorter tournament today. We've been live for 3 hours, and usually this goes for up to 4 hours, so a bit of a shorter broadcast. But I'm okay with that, because we are going to be live again in a couple of hours. For those wondering, if you want to support first, if you want to support KSL, exclamation mark KSL in the chat. Exclamation mark KSL, and you can get a link to the Patreon. There is a Patreon page for this tournament, and you can of course support it. You can gain access to replay packs and support the Korean scene. So Patreon is available for you. Otherwise, you can of course check out Chicken Man and Dave Testa. They're the main casters and the main people that do cover KSL. They organize it, they host it. Without Chicken Man and Dave Testa, StarCraft would be worse off. 100% they would be worse off overall. So much love to the two of them. As we just quickly pay out these predictions. Otherwise, if you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, if you want to keep on going, we're going to be live in a couple of hours. Let me just double check our calendar. Wait, am I crazy? Did I misread the calendar? I am crazy. I thought GPO was tonight. Okay. I thought Grant. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're gonna be live tomorrow. We're gonna be live once again tomorrow in less than 24 hours. We're gonna be casting the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Oh, and we are live tonight. Okay, we're also gonna be live later on tonight as well. We're gonna be casting the Hatchery Cup as well. Sorry, I just. Sorry, I just I'm a little bit frazzled here, just trying to. I'm a little bit frazzled here, but we are going to be live later on tonight in how many hours time? It's going to be in 10 hours. In 10 hours time, we're going to be live with the Hatchery Cup. If you may be wondering, what is the Hatchery Cup? What the hell are you on about? The Hatchery Cup, I believe, is an open tournament organized by Hatsu. Hatsu is another caster in the scene, and she is going to be organizing. She organizes the Hatchery Cup, which is a monthly tournament. And for the first time, we are going to be casting it in English later on tonight. So that is going to be at 2 a.m. my time in 10 hours time, which is a ways away. Unfortunately, I believe Hatchery Cup is going to be coinciding with Home Story Cup. I think they are going to be clashing, which is a bit of a shame. But really, it just means open up some tabs. Open up some tabs, and you can watch Home Story Cup, the main stream, the B stream, and even the CranKy Ducklings as well, all at the same time. A lot of StarCraft this weekend. A lot of StarCraft is going on. So, yeah, we're going to have you covered tonight here with the Hatchery Cup. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are going to be going on a short break. I believe we are going to be quickly going for a cheeky replay cast here, because as we have a look at the bracket, we did follow the lower half of the bracket, and I understand if you maybe aren't interested, if you want to tune out now. If so, I understand. But we have been provided replays of Shin versus Classic, which did occur in the quarterfinals. Went all the way to the ace match, and on the one hand, we know how it ends, but I want to know what happened. I want to be there to bear witness to what happened in that series. It looks like a lot of fun, so we are going to be having a bit of a cheeky replay cast to catch up on that quarterfinals match. So, yeah, going to be going in a short break. I need a moment to set up. I need a moment to get all the casting tool and the replays ready. And we'll be back with one final best of 3. See you soon. Otherwise, if you're not interested in watching some of these replays, then thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed the tournament. And this is a weekly tournament, a weekly broadcast. We got plenty of KSL action to come. And again, you can support it on Patreon. If you wish, Patreon is there as a way to support. Otherwise, going to be going on a very short break, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. See you soon.